Alright, as requested, this is the snow mauler, the one with the wide tracks. So as you can see, the hull has been cut, cleared. So I don't recommend going on rocks on it because the drive sprocket is fairly extended. The hex shaft might not go all the way across and you could fracture it. And because of the panther horns, the sprocket is very skinny and narrow there. There's not much material, and putting ribs in there, in past experiences, it tends to hit. Even if they go in between the horns, they tend to push the track out, so it's better to have it smooth. If you look at US Army tanks, they tend to have that design as well, that the interior is just clean like this. Okay, so stock, standard suspension, stock wheels, no problem. I like to install electronics and receiver in that unit, this way I can swap it around. These are my bottom plates that sandwich together. These are the inserts. They're glued, they're printed on ABS matching the color, and then I fuse them, let them sit for a couple of days. Now why I have those is because there's like about 1/16 gap that doesn't match with the upper hull. Okay, so here, let's look at the upper hull. These are styrene strips, so it's easy, just cut them, like cardboard, cut them out when they're right. And then I have 2 screws securing them. One in the engine mount here, and one there that's at the inside of the storage box. You could glue, I like screws because you can remove it. These plates can also be used with a stock Mauler hull. However, this one was cut, and it's very tricky because actually these tracks rub everywhere. A little rub is okay so the track doesn't come off, but ideally there is no permanent contact, so it's not constantly rubbing. I use razor saws. I use a bunch of those, and it is very tricky. The proper way is to first score them. So using a Tamiya score tool or different is to take a metal ruler, set it up, draw a line, score it. If you go really slow, it's the safest method, is to just keep on scoring hundreds and hundreds of times and then have a clean cut. Here I went quicker, and when you use a saw, unfortunately, you tend to veer up and down. And then when we get here, I want to keep some meat here, but if you really follow the line, it's actually going to get paper thin. I don't like it. The solution is to use a smaller idler or to relocate those. Down the road, I'm going to make an adjustment idler wheel, and these can be positioned better, and then this way I can keep the upper hull the way I want it. The reason it's not just aesthetic, it's structural. If this gets paper thin, it's bad. It'd be nice to keep that thickness up there, so essentially these will have to move down the road. For now, it's as close as I can get it, but again, patience is the key. Score, go slow, is the best way to do it. Now here, I'll show you now how that is. Goes like this. There you go. So those inserts, it's to close the gap there because dirt gets in there. I also have plugs here. Plug these guys, plug these guys. There's these 2 holes I still have to close. And if you notice, the file of this sprocket as a groove, that would in theory enable you to put an O-ring, ideally not too tight, not too loose, so you could have some sealing. The next thing I have to tackle on the Mauler hull is this gap here. There's a tremendous gap here when stuff comes in, and the corner as well. Because it is intended to go in the snow, precaution will have to be taken on the electronics and stuff. It's good to have fun, but oh yeah, then these guys too, there's plugs as well that I developed for those. All right, have fun.